The US Congress confirmed that Boko Haram and all terrorists in the Sahel are funded by United States aid. Goodness gracious me, your majesties, don't mind my laugh. Oh, we keep telling you all here that there's nothing good that comes from Europe and America. You know, the wind from that angle even is it's not a calm wind. It's not a sincere wind. But we will not listen as Africans because they have conditioned Africans to believe that everything can be gotten for free. That is the lie that they have implanted in our heads as Africans and melanated people. But we forget that nothing is for free. There is nothing anybody gives you that is for free. Whatever is given to you, there is an intention behind it. And a lot of us Africans don't care about the intention. And why do we not care about the intention of whatever it is that is given to us so that we run away from free things? Why is that we don't care? It's because of religion. It's because of God we are doing this. We want to help Africans. Africans who are sick, who cannot afford. We want to help them because of God. We are children of God. Kiniko, kiniko. For the love of humanity, Africans will believe all these lies. Will believe all these lies. And that's why they keep using us. We will keep suffering. All this hardship, confusion, terrorism, fighting amongst ourselves. Look at the case of Congo. Another place. Look at Sudan. Look at this terrorism around the whole continent of Africa. It will never stop. All our problems will never stop until we realize that there is nothing that is given for free. Especially when it's coming from Europe and America. In short, anywhere. So when they give you something for free, you have to question the intention behind that thing they are giving you. Why are you giving me this thing for free? I should pay for it. We shouldn't be contented or we shouldn't be okay with free things. Free things are like traps. Did I know? I keep telling you here, right? For some months back, for over a year now, Abigail have been saying it here. All this aid, funding, kiniko, these are traps. These are access ways for these evil men and women to exhibit their plans in Africa. We don't hear. We feel that the white man, the American, the European, the collective West are so good of a people that they will sit down and carry a chunk of their money and just throw to one African country. We are helping you. This same money and aid that the masses do not get to see. Majesties. So, all the terrorism in the Sahel, General Tiani said this thing. General Tiani said this thing. We didn't listen. The Chief of Army Staff of Nigeria, there was, I think it's not up to 3 months now. I made that video, I think. The recent one where I talk about USA aid. The Chief of Army Staff said it, that this aid they are giving, we have to be careful with this aid. They know these things. They are aware of these things. Sometimes they have to close their mouths with some chunk of money. Because there was something the army chief said that ringed bells in my head. And we deliberated upon that here. What he said was that, you say you are giving aid to regions where these terrorists are attacking. But the military see you and your helicopters and your trucks and what have you going to give aid or treating the terrorists in their den. Why are you treating terrorists when you say you are there to aid the people that these terrorists have hurt? What is going on? And allegedly, at that time, we said allegedly, it is these same people that are going to take aid to what have you. They are the ones that transport ammunition. And how do this ammunition get in? Through those military bases in the continent. They're coming through these bases, a lot of them, because the question was, the terrorists we have in the Sahel, the terrorists we have in Africa, their ammunition and what have you they use for war is more sophisticated than that of the local military. Where are they getting it from? It was like a miracle that was happening for them. Until later on we realized that it is in conjunction with the military bases and this so-called aid that come in. They move these things to these terrorists, and these terrorists have what they need to keep terrorizing. And why do you think they are doing all these things? Because of the minerals in the underground.
Who gets some of that money? Does that name ring a bell to anybody in the room? Because your money, $697 million annually, plus the shipments of cash funds madrasas, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, ISIS Khorasan, terrorist training camps. That's what it's funding. If you think that the program under Operation Enduring Sentinel, entitled Women's Scholarship Endowment, which receives $60 million annually, or the Young Women Lead, which gets about $5 million annually, is going to women who, by the way, if you read the Inspector General's report, is telling you that the Taliban does not allow women to speak in public. Yet somehow you're believing, and American people are supposed to believe, that this money is going for the betterment of the women in Afghanistan. It is not. You are funding terrorism, and it's coming through USAID. And it's not just Afghanistan, because Pakistan's right next door. USAID spent $840 million in the last 20 years on Pakistan's education-related program. It includes $136 million to build 120 schools, of which there is zero evidence that any of them were built. Why would there be any evidence? The Inspector General can't get in to see them. But you know what? We doubled down and spent $20 million from USAID to create educational television programs for children unable to attend the physical school. Yeah, they can't attend it because it doesn't exist. You paid for it. Somebody else got the money. You are paying for terrorism. This has got to end. I yield, Mr. Chairman.
You know, I mentioned this countless times before, that Boko Haram, bandits, ISWAP, Janim, and most of them, the weapons they get is actually funded by some clandestine foreign operators, because they are the ones that are supplying them weapons. Now, the Doge expose about the USAID has confirmed that actually Boko Haram and all these terrorists are getting their weapons through the funding that is coming from USAID. Just last year, USAID spent $824 million in Nigeria. Where did the money go to? Do you know what it means by 824 million naira? When you convert it dollars, when you convert it to naira, you'll find out that it's 1.3 trillion naira. Meaning each state, out of the 37 states that we have, each can have up to 36 billion naira. Yet, this is what they claim to have spent in childcare, mortality, some education endowments and co. But what did you see? Nothing. How did the money come in here? Where did it go to? Ladies and gentlemen, this money goes to the funding of Boko Haram and the kidnappers that used to kill and destroy our land. That is the operation. So what Doge has done has exposed it. If you go to the last video I posted on my page, it's a United States congressman that is confirming this statement. A US congressman made a speech by saying that Boko Haram, bandits and terrorists that are operating in the Sahel, all of them are mostly funded by the USAID. Just check the last video I posted. Ladies and gentlemen, Africa is going to be great. Terrorists are now ending. What Donald Trump is doing in the United States is exposing the entire global corruption scandals. This is just a tip of an iceberg. More is going to be released across the African elite. Most of them that are in collaboration with criminals to destroy our land are soon going to be exposed, and we will have chance to reclaim our countries and our continent for the betterment of our people and our future. God continue to bless Africa.
Your Majesties, that was it. So this so-called aid from America is what is funding terrorism in the continent of Africa. And not just the Sahel region, other regions where there are wars going on, the terrorists are involved with people. It is this same aid that help and fund these terrorists with more ammunition, food to eat, healthcare system for them, for these terrorists. And then we are seated here thinking that this aid is really called aid to aid people live a better life. No, but it's to fund terrorism. And why should the United States aid be funding terrorism? Why should the United States be funding terrorism? And when we are talking about USAID, do not just think it's just the American aid that we are talking about. The aid of both Europe and the collective West. Why do you think they are interested in funding terrorism? The answer is glaring. It is clear that they are funding this terrorism to aid them steal resources. Look at Sudan today. Look at what they've done in Sudan. Look at Libya. Look at Chad. Your Majesties, it is the same situation. It's the same thing they wanted to do to the Sahel region. Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. But these military guys have seen, they understand the game. They have their people at heart. And they said, no, we won't allow you to do this. For us to be alive and see this happen, it's better we take over. We have a military takeover. And be the ones in power than for us to see that the plans you have is actualized. And that's why this military takeover happened in the Sahel. And when this takeover happened in the Sahel over 2 years ago, I was telling you that this is different from the other takeovers that we have. Look at Sudan, both Sudan. Are they not military? They are both military leaders. But they are fighting themselves. Why do you think they are fighting each other? The one on top there that is controlling them is connected to this bunch of people that claim that they own the world and own everybody around the world because of their skin color or white supremacy, and feel like they only have to go hunt for other people's resources and leave their own to hide in their underground for them. They want to make us, turn us into a barren land so we don't even have anything to depend upon anymore. This is exactly what the aid they keep ringing in your ear. We are helping Africa. We will not help Africa again. This is a secret, though. We will not send aid again. We have cut down the aid. All the money we do send for Kiniko, we have cut it. Cut your money. Remain. Why must you be helping Africa? Is Africa poor? For goodness sake, Africa is a continent. The oldest continent. Your Majesties, Africa can feed herself and her population forever. Africa will not need any aid from any part of the world. It is a world that needs aid from Africa. But these people come to you and make it look like they are saving you. You know the situation whereby someone is killing you and then the person come act like I'm your savior. Like, okay, I'm the one saving you. Without me, you would not be alive. And they make it look like if you reject me, you're going to die. It is God that have asked me to come and save you. So you have to allow me to save you. And the love became by force. This is what they do. Look at the Sahel region now. When the Sahel region were telling Europe and America, get the hell out. It was difficult for France to leave because that region was predominantly for the French government. They were the ones that were the gods of that region. It was hard for them. The way Macron was running mad for the case of the Sahel, that is the way America will run mad if it is the region where they are the ones who are like the gods. It's not that they didn't aid France. They helped France in different ways. But that one was for France. That was where almost everything was coming from. They don't care about the people, the well-being of the people. These resources belong to these people. They don't care. What they care about is themselves. Whether these Sahelians die of hunger, of lack of what have you, they do not care. Look at the Sahel today. Look at the Sahel today, Your Majesties. After the Sahel kicked out the hold of imperialism, they became the fastest growing economy in the world. Look at Niger, look at Mali. For you to tell me that Mali was part of the worst countries in the world, the poorest region in the world. Are you kidding me? Mali, the home of gold. Mansa Musa, have you heard of him? And then these people sit down there and say, that is the poorest region. That is the poorest region. With the amount of uranium that Niger have been producing for a long time from ancient times. And these people sit down in their mainstream media and tag that region the poorest region. It calls for, that was why there was a lot of thinking. Why should it be like that? Why should it be like this? And this is what prompted this whole idea of military takeover in that region. Because they know that a superior power is the one controlling these so-called puppet leaders who were seated on those positions as president. And they do not deserve to be leaders. I'm going to see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others, stay safe, stay positive, always, Your Majesties. Bye for now.